Alrighty, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairymuppet. Welcome back to Factorio Mega Base. Starting to get into the Mega Base a bit more, less so the C block because, yeah, the C base is up to blue science, and that's going to be a pain. And I'm kind of don't want to do it, so getting back into the Mega Base a lot more. But I will be switching between those two, keeping them going. And at some point, I was actually unlock all the videos because this is like video 21, and I've only unlocked 7 of them on YouTube, but none of the C block ones, or made them public anyway. So I really need to get my ass on that. Anyway, as you can see, we've left this overnight. We only got 1,000 of each, which is still fairly decent, but I actually unlocked this to let the whole thing go, and it did not go. So the reason for that, it wasn't just because my base is slow, because my base is not slow, it's very fast. The reason is that plastic broke. Yeah, so I ran out of barrels, and this is like the 4th time I ran out of barrels at this base, and I was very confused as to why I kept running out of barrels, and it turns out the eventual reason was, now let's get all these out, and let's put them all in here. Apparently we're having a lot of trouble cracking these. I'll get into that in a sec. So the problem is we got up to 7,800 heavy oil, and so that's where all the barrels would go. I'd dump in 3k, and they'd all end up being stored in heavy oil. And of course, my system was set not to crack heavy oil until it was up to 10k, which was bad. So what I did was I dumped about 7,000 more barrels in this system. I changed the cracking to go down to only crack if it's above 5k, and that seems to have solved the system up. I put another few k recently. Now there is 4.3k in here, and that seems to be fairly stable. What I also did, because I would need it eventually, is I added a lubricant system. So this will crack heavy oil when it's above 1k into lubricant. So of course it was already above 1k, so that's fine. What I will need to do sometime in the future, probably when we start making purple science and we actually need the lubricant, is I will need to move one of these plastics over one, and then this will have to be the lubricant filling station. I don't believe we will ever need more than just this base doing lubricant. I believe this base should be enough because, yeah, we're never going to get to a negative trend of heavy oil where we're using up too much of it. My understanding is that anyway, and even if we do, this system will just slow down until there's more than 1,000. But I think we should easily be able to provide all of our lubricant because we will naturally expand this base as we need more plastic. And yes, how much plastic are we getting right now? Yeah, 2.6 per minute. Where's our plastic on our spreadsheet? Can't see it. Oh, there it is. We need 16,000 per minute, just for 1,000 science. So yeah, 2.2k, not a lot. Of course, once we get all the speed modules and blah blah blahs up here, we should be fine. And I got a weird smell going on. I don't know what that weird smell is. Hopefully it's just my dishwasher, but if it's something else, then I'm going to have to fix whatever it is, because I don't like weird smells in my house. So anyway, base 1.5. Now, because plastic was so screwed over, green circuits have actually kind of, well, they were backed up like half an hour ago. They're no longer backed up, so that shows me the system is running beautifully, and we're getting a ton of stuff going, and we're actually using up all these green circuits. It's not quite backed up. So it's kind of an interesting decision where we start using our first modules, because we can either do it at iron or copper or plastic, one or the other. And I'm starting to think that now that plastic is fixed, it's not going to necessarily be as huge a problem as green circuits, but I'm not sure. I think they're both pretty big problems, to be honest. Yeah, blue circuits, so it's got a little bit here, and then base 1.5, of course, we'll be running out of something, and in this case it's red circuits. So always running out of something, but once we get some modules in there, hopefully we should be able to keep this continuously running just with the bases we've currently got once we module them up. But anyway, that is not going to be the focus of this episode. This episode's focus, oh look at that, red circuits just showed up. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So yeah, when you're unloading a train, you really do, that's fully using 2,000 robots to unload that one train. So yeah, that really does go nuts, but most of the time you don't need 2,000 robots, so that's fine. Oh boy. And we can see that number of in-use robots just, as soon as the train finishes unloading, they'll just go whoosh all the way back up. No, maybe not. Maybe not. There we go. Start whooshing up a little bit. 6, 7, 8, 9,000. Look at it go. And yes, they will go and they will start producing modules as quickly as they can. So as I said a couple of times, the focus of this episode is going to be on steel. Because we need some steel. Yeah, we need steel to send to base 1.5 beacons. We also need steel just generally. Actually, speaking of which, how are you guys doing? You are full, 7.5k. You are 7.2. So at least leaving this base offline did almost fill up these guys. So you need about 300 more, which shouldn't be too bad. I think just in the natural course of playing, we should be able to get that. And then this will back up all of this steel. And all of the steel is going to be simply pushed into the mall, which should make things a little bit easier for all of these guys. Building actual stuff that I actually need. If we got backed up steel. We got backed up steel on this line. Just need it backed up on this line. And we will be fine. Sweet. And then I can take whatever I need that requires a lot of steel. Like this bastard requires a lot of steel. I think they do anyway. Yeah, 10 steel plate. I want to be able to grab a lot of those, and I don't know if I necessarily am going to need those to move to base 1.5. I'm hoping not, but maybe I will. Same with roboports. I'm hoping not, but maybe I will. It depends. After, we'll have to see how our performance is for building those after we've finished building all of those solar panels. And speaking of the solar panels, we have actually knocked our production up quite a bit. I used to be running on 600 megawatts last night when I was playing. Now it's gone up to 1.1 gig. So clearly our base has kicked it up a notch with all of the stuff that we're doing. Look at these beacons. Oh man. Those beacons, I haven't even got anything in them yet. But that's... Okay, so beacons are like the number one thing here. So when we do start pushing out beacons and all the modules, our energy needs are going to go through the freaking roof. And I suppose we have got like half of the mega base running on a single grid of solar panels. And it's surprising. It's really surprising. Even with the advanced solar, it's really surprising. But that's why, because they haven't got any modules on them. If we had modules, one single grid would be nowhere near enough. Okay, so I think I still got this guy. Alright, so we're going to do it like this. Like that. And just do them in grids. Last one, okay. Another grid. Another grid. I will just clean these guys up afterwards. Excellent. And then this one goes up one more. Yoink. Don't need another one here. That one's fine. So let's go up. And then up again. And nope, don't need that. Need that one. Need that one. Probably shouldn't be building all this crap on the right hand side that I don't really need. Should be shifting it over and trying to line it up, but whatever. Look at that beautiful grid. Okay. So, bye bye to all of you. Let's just clean this up a little bit and then we can start putting down stuff like the roboports. This is going to be a pain to actually roboport this one because we're going to have to squeeze in more roboports than is strictly necessary to get this guy fully working. I did that for coal as well, for plastic. I actually finished this up. Look, there's actually a bit in the middle where the roboports aren't covering, but they're somehow covering all the chests. Yeah, so they're just reaching the edge of these chests, which is pretty cool. So, but yeah, this is going to be a similar sort of pain. And I guess, yeah, for now we'll just do one of these guys, and then we're going to get a special smelting setup for this. We're not going to smelt it to iron and then just fly the iron over to the steel smelters. We're going to get a sort of combination smelting deal. So we never have to transport iron directly. We're just always transporting either iron ore or steel. Which is just an efficiency thing, because the thing is, if there was a wacky ratio that we had to deal with, then I would say, by all means, get two different things and transport them in the middle and just chuck some more robots in. Which, not great for UPS, but still, you know, it's decent. But because these guys have a perfect ratio, so I think you all know about the perfect ratio, 3.5 to build one. This guy takes 5, but it's 17.5, which is 3.5 multiplied by 5. Perfect ratio. So we can just do that. So let's actually set that up first before we start getting any iron. So what I'm going to do... Oh, where did I just go? Somehow I went to copper. I right-clicked something, and then I went to copper instead of iron. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to copy one of these. Okay, we're going to put that right here. Oh, I need to get roboports done. Do I really only have one roboport on me? Yes, I only have one roboport. Yep. Give me some more roboports. Hopefully 25 is enough. Okay, so that covers the edge there. Let's just try and squeeze these guys in. So you cover that. You cover that. You cover that. You cover that. And then... no, you need to cover that. Pole for you. And then we need one guy here. So let's have a look-see here on the old... Oh, look at that. Look at that big gap in the middle. Okay, so we'll put one here. There we go, that's fixed it. We need a pole for this guy as well. Now, if we copied these correctly, they should be limited to a single slot. Well, you won't get them out yet. We won't. Okay, now how do we do this again? Do we need to shift some poles? We might need to shift some poles. I'd love to do it without shifting poles. I really would. But we might not have a choice. Okay. So, you are iron ore. Goes up into there. Shift a pole over to here. We still need a pole up there for the beacon, of course, but yeah. And then this turns around and becomes a steel chest. We could make it iron chest, but I will make it a steel chest simply because I don't want to be building iron chests. And you are heavily constrained. Heavily constrained. 200 iron ore. Okay. So what we do now is we just get rid of everything and copy and paste it. Now it was 7 wide, wasn't it? Yes, 7 wide. Ah, go away. Autosave. So we want you to be at this height. Like so. Now let's do a quick test of these guys to make sure that they actually will work. There we go. Green, green, green. Nothing flashing. Excellent. All these guys working. No roboport coverage. That's fine. Ah, steel, 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 steel. And of course 2,000 robots for this guy. I'm struggling to see why we shouldn't put 2,000 robots in pretty much every station except if they really, really don't need it. Okay. So here we go. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's almost perfect. Well, actually, it is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. Okay. So, let's copy and paste this beautiful creation. And that is just within the realm of that roboport. And we'll put the roboport over here on the opposite side. So we've got full coverage of all of these guys. Now what am I missing? Steel chests. I'm also missing steel. Sorry guys. Take half of each of those. Huh. Oh, I see. The ones down the bottom are actually covered by the other bits. Not expecting that. Alright, we got to get rid of you because you're not technically in range of this roboport. You're in range of that roboport, which is kind of silly. So anyway, that is going to be our template right now. And let's just get a station up to output this stuff. So steel stacks the same as iron, if I remember correctly. So it should be fine doing this. Get rid of the roboport, get rid of the station. Ah, I do not like that iron. The iron's got the thing around the wrong way, so every time I copy the damn thing, it always does that, doesn't it? Okay. Do there, and then do there. Excellent. And we're never going to need anything except output stations here, presumably. If, you know, craziness comes to call, we may start inputting iron into here if we really decide it's a good idea. I don't know why we would ever decide it's a good idea, but passive provider 16k. That's all we need. Logistics train station. Steel 01. Now I decided that we're going to go from left to right always. I think I did it differently on one, but this is going to be, what's the 16th letter of the alphabet? P. No P. So this is going to be P. Not that we're ever going to need. Oh wait, there's only 12 here, isn't there? So that's L then. L. LMNOP. Yep. Provider. Oh, I turned on an option in the options menu that somebody else told me about in a video. You turn on show combinator settings when detailed info is on. I think it was Catherine Sky who told me about that. And yes, so now you can see what it's actually doing here. Okay, thank you, autosave. So we got, yep. Now we just do here. No, bad. In here. Hate it, the way it makes me do that. And unlike other stations, we're just going to have one station at the moment. You are not supposed to be requesting iron. So, this should potentially be the same. Because, yeah. 4,000 steel per cargo container. Let's just wipe those. Probably missed a few, but we'll fix them. And the reason we're not getting anything coming over yet is because these logistics networks are not connected. There we go. Now they're connected. Now all the robots will start moving them down. And if there's any I screwed up, then we will see them not being full. Not getting anything in them. Looks like I may have got them all. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, I like it out here. So, passive provide and steal. Now, I do know that I could change this to be 5 chests instead and have each one be 400 steel, and that would allow a slightly better efficiency, like 20% efficiency. Maybe that's not slightly better, but 20% better efficiency on loading the damn train. I think it's going to be a long time before we're creating enough steel for that to be a problem. And honestly, if that's starting to be a problem, then I would just create another station. Just boop, another station and say, job done. Why do I actually have these other power poles? They don't really seem necessary at all. Is it because iron has the power poles on the other side? I know, iron has these stupid extra power poles as well. Does not make any sense. So this is still filling up fairly well. Could be faster. Could be, but meh. That'll become a problem later on, but I think, yeah, I'll just add stations instead of adding extra chests. Or I could do both. I could even add a 6th chest and then have that be a different amount. Because, as we've seen before, 16k, you can divide by 4, you can divide by 5, you can't divide by 6. So that's why I don't do 6 chests. But you could do something like, if each... You'll have like 5 chests be X and 6th chest be Y, like a different amount that adds up to it. Yeah, and if anybody's a bit confused about why I don't want to put more than 16k in these chests, it's because you can end up with like 10k in the front carriage and 2k in each of the back carriages, and then the train shows up because it thinks you got 16k, and the front carriage fills up and the back ones don't fill up because they're like, well, we don't have enough in our chests. So the only way to get around that is to basically make sure these chests fill up exactly. Or the alternative way to get around that is to have so much freaking production up here that it doesn't even matter. That as soon as the train shows up, it's just like fill up everything so fast, which we don't got. So 1200, these guys are going good. We got some green circuits coming in. Reds are pretty dead. Reds are dead. Plastic is still our problem here. If we go over to plastic, we will find that it is working as hard as it can. As hard as its little legs can go. So we've cracked all of the heavy oil that we need to. So this is pretty much shut down. It'll go on. The fact that it's still at 4.9k tells me that this guy is turning on every now and then. Or, well, the fact is lubricant is full. So if we started yanking out lubricant, then it's a possibility that heavy oil would start going down. Would not be... In fact, I think that's a very strong possibility, but yeah. So anyway, plastic, not good. Now the other side is green circuits, which are not good either. But the simple fact that we go to red circuits and we've got enough greens and we don't get enough plastic tells me that plastic is the problem at the moment. Plastic is the problem. And if we go over to plastic, thank you. If we go over to plastic, these guys aren't even fully running. They're close to fully running. Actually, they are kind of fully running, but they're not quite fully running. So we could put some modules here, but we really need the beacons. We really do need the beacons. So what I am going to do is we're going to go to base 1.5 and we're going to set this up to build beacons, because that's just the thing we're going to have to do here. So beacons. So we got the two types of circuits. We need steel and we need copper. Okay, I feel like we just put these guys right here. Where's my stations? And yeah, I feel like this is definitely an achievable thing. In fact, what we will do here is we'll put a input for iron as well here. So iron, copper, steel. And that'll, I mean, we just need it. We will just need it at some point. So why not have it? Now these, we don't need any sort of cables attached to them, thank Christ. We're probably going to run out of the active provider chests. Called it. Ran out. So let's pull back a bunch of those. We actually end up using a lot more of them than I thought we would ever use. But they are very, very necessary. So iron. Yoink. Always misses a few. Go away. Go away. Iron, that looks good. You are copper. Copper! Now, of course, we're not going to be moving copper cable around the train system. Moving iron gears around the train system is perhaps something that I could entertain at some point, but I'm not sure if I'm going to. So you don't need iron gears, so nothing needs iron gears that we really need to worry about. If I started building roboports, they need iron gears, so then we would have to start thinking about that, whether we do that. I'm not sure though, because we do need iron gears for science though, that's the thing. This guy needs iron gears, this guy needs iron gears, this guy needs, whatchamacallit, yeah, engines. I'm pretty sure engines need iron gears, yeah. This guy, gun turret, probably needs iron gears. So a lot of different things do need iron gears. Yeah, you do. And you, yeah, you need iron gears. And you're like the only thing that doesn't need iron gears, the high-tech science. And rockets. Do rockets need iron gears? That's an interesting question. No. No. Well, the satellite needs iron gears. Maybe we won't worry about it because what we're really doing is it's a throughput problem. So we will need more trains if we don't make iron gears, is the problem. But maybe that's not a problem. Maybe that's just something we can just handle and just say, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so I'm going to get another guy over there. I'm going to get you. Boom, boom, boom. Steel, and then copper. Make sure we get as much of this set up as possible before we start sending out for any trains, because you don't want to be accidentally doing the wrong thing for the wrong train. And then it goes to the pole, goes to the pole, goes to the pole. Ah, out of the bloody little things. Now, this is small amount, which is good, so we can keep all of the settings for everything else. We just change it for this. Copper, 32,000. And iron, negative 32,000. Once again, don't need iron, but gonna set it up anyway because we will need it eventually. Okay, input. William Ruddenmalmo, whatever your name is, you are getting replaced. Input iron. Input Paul Munro, copper. And last but not least, Dracorex, which is definitely a cool name, but we're going to replace it with Steel, which is also a pretty cool name, to be honest. If you're called Steel, you have a pretty good name. Real Logistics Network, contents, down there, down there, down there. Okay, so if we hook these all up at the same time, we can see a nice bit of a rush on our system. Oh, okay, I need to fix that. But first of all, we need to go home to advance solar. We will take 300 of these and some copper. Whee! Excellent. All right, so base 1.5. And we need to go and fix up steel just a little bit. Get ourselves a teleporter over there. And radar. Is that radar showing everything? Pretty much. Wouldn't be a bad idea to have another radar over here though. Yep, that's showing pretty much everything we need. Okay. Oh. I actually figured out there's a shortcut for this. Y. Control Y. Jump to the nearest beacon, that's nice. So we can actually turn that off easier. I leave it open all the time because I don't want to have to go up and click the damn button, but if we know it's Y, so there we go. 2,000 steel only. These guys are not running very fast. I feel like maybe we need to expand this. And look at that, we're using a stupidly small amount of these guys to get these guys going. It's just, steel is just slow. So let's expand. And let's expand nice and big. Like I said previously, there are going to be so many freaking smelters here. It's not even funny. We're going to need an extreme amount of smelters. And when you factor in all the beacons and all of that sort of stuff, it becomes absolutely ridiculous. Okay, let's start cherry picking off them all here. So, what are we definitely going to need? Whoop, definitely going to need you. Inserters, looks like we need you as well. 1,600, thank you. Steel chests, of course we need those. We actually have some. Backed up, hello. It's been a long time since I've had backed up steel chests. Okay. There we go. How are our robots doing? Pretty good. Not being overwhelmed yet. Got a nice geometrical pattern of all these guys linked up, thanks to that weird ass mining thing. I don't know if we're ever going to get big enough mining deposits that we actually can't get to everything. But we might. I mean, this is long but it's skinny. If we get something that big but actually like fully fat, maybe that one? No, I don't know. Then we may start to get into trouble with actually getting row reports connected. Because the problem is I think the row reports are bigger than the mines. Yeah, so we would lose efficiency if we had to start putting row reports in the middle. But anyway, our steel production, go away, has just gone up by a ton, I'm assuming. Yep, this is what we were originally doing, I think, back at our main base, and we only doubled it with that addition of smelters. So our home base was actually doing a really good job, but now we are up all the way up here. 1.4k per minute, which is probably still not a lot, given how much we will probably need. Where is steel on my spreadsheet? Oh, there it is. Just over 10,000 per minute. So yes, you are going to be so surprised when we put down modules, though. I reckon this much, maybe double this many smelters, and then with all the modules, that might be enough to do 10,000 per minute. And once we start getting these with beacons and all that sort of crap, it is just going to be insane. But we've started producing steel a little bit quicker, just a little bit quicker. And yes, that appears to be fine. I did do a check down in sulfuric acid as well to make sure that that's okay, because I was worried about these barrels. This has got 8k of these and 7.4k of these. So this is perfectly fine. Absolutely 100% perfectly fine. I don't know why this base is actually running. I thought we were backed up on sulfuric acid like nobody's business, but maybe there was a train that came along and took some. We go over to blue circuits. Yeah, these are all full. This guy is to 297, so yeah, we emptied. I think this is like the first time it's ever emptied, but it did empty and we just went and got some more. So there we go. Green circuits, starting to die. Looking pretty dead here. Copper. We got trains coming, at least, but they're just not here at the moment. Really do need to fix up those guys. I need like a million bajillion freaking trillion of the bloody whatchamacallits, of those modules. Of these modules, I need so many to get this base fully operational. Okay, let's hook this up. So you are good. That'll be iron. That'll be copper. That'll be steel. Excellent. So we should see some trains start to come. Well, not soon, but, you know, in the next few minutes. Because we just offloaded a bunch of copper and iron to, whatchamacallit. We need more of these factories, these warehouses, sorry. I'd like to get one warehouse per different type of item I grab. Don't like mixing them. But anyway, that's fine. So this area, all this area, is for modules. So we're not going to go and mess with any of this, because we're going to leave another 3 gaps so we can expand out into this section and basically build a crap ton of those guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here instead. Don't know if we'll ever need these. Maybe we'll use the coal if we start building something locally which requires coal, because I don't see myself ever shipping coal via the train network. I just don't. I really need coal. Well, military science, maybe, because military science requires grenades, which require coal. And nothing else really does. They use plastic, but plastic we've taken care of. So it might be just military science, and we'll just build that next to a huge hunk of coal and say, job done. How much grenades? 10 coal. So yeah, I think once we get a coal area up, we should be fine. Nothing yet. No, not anything. Let's get some of these going. Oh, since we turned on the icons, we can actually see this on there, which is really nice. So that's awesome. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste this over. Sort of goes over the top of those guys a little bit, but you can still read it pretty well. Okay. Bunch of these guys. So you are going to be iron. I could put them on the top, but wait, why did I select copper? You're supposed to be iron. Iron 32,000. I realize copy and pasting it does nothing because we have to change it before we can rejigger it, and that sucks. But anyway, there we got these little bits of text. You are iron. You are copper. And you are steel. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I can't believe at some point I was trying to figure out the 32,000 bit without actually just hard coding it. I was trying to get into here and be like, oh, what's the request threshold? Stuff like that, convert it to something or other, I don't know. And then trying to convert this amount as well out of what was in here minus this threshold and all that. It was painful. But I think that was in a game before I actually started YouTubing, so maybe you never saw that, which is probably good because it was dreadful. But now, there we go. Copper is in the house. So that's good. We're going to leave this area empty for logistics purposes, I guess. I could probably go over here a bit. I don't think we're really going to impinge too heavily on blue circuits. We're not going to need a lot of space for blue circuits. So, let's go over here. I kind of do want to keep heading to the right though. Although, look at all these massive amount of copper, massive amount of iron, copper. This could be a really, really nice green circuit area. Alright, so we're not going to head over to the right. We're going to leave that for other options. I'm still not sure if I want to make green circuits directly in a base, but okay, let's go over here. Let's start doing something over here. So, you need to be beacons. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so this is going to be very similar to our red circuit setup, where we have a single guy in the middle doing the copper cable. And, okay. So how much do we want? Let's grab that much. Yeah. So you are Mr. Copper Cable, and you are Mr. Beacons. And it's going to be stack modules everywhere. Oh! Got a thing. 8:30 already. Wow. Okay, I got somebody coming over at 9 o'clock, so we are pretty good though. I think we're pretty okay. Single stack for this guy. Got to make sure that's a single stack. Yeah, 43 minutes, so yeah, we should be fine. Single stack. And then we just need a small inserter for that. And we can put some things over here. And that should be fine. What the hell are you? You're a dead tree. Now you are an even deader tree. Okay. So what did we say? Let's make this copper cable. Just make it copper. Okay. Now, unsure as to whether or not we are going to be doing anything interesting over here with beacons and modules and stuff like that. I'm really not sure. So what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3. We're going to leave space for it. And just have that. And that'll be our setup for beacons. And I'm out of these guys. Oh no, you're going to be building the speed modules, aren't you? That was a mistake. That was a mistake. Go back in here, get some more assembly machines, done. And I just built a couple of speed modules, didn't I? So you get to go in there and instantly get taken and put to something useful. Alrighty. So here we go. We got the copper cable going. That's easy. Got no red circuits, so that's not easy. Got more copper coming over. Well, we've got one iron shipment and we got a second copper shipment. Steel, obviously, still not working great. Red circuits, still dead. Well, you're getting plastic. You're running out of green circuits, though. Huh. Okay, well, we're trying. We're trying really hard here. Look at that plastic. Instantly gets used. And then green circuits is just dying a slow, slow, slow death. You know what? I think we need to start using up these modules. Now let's have a look here. You are actually using up all of your copper. And some of these are red. So what we do is we blueprint all of that. It's not quite going to fit the whole thing, is it? Is there somewhere different that we can blueprint from, which will entirely encompass that whole thing? Plastic. Don't know about that. What we can do is we can go like this. Here, copy, and do like that, and then do like that, just so we don't miss anything. Starting to run out of these guys, apparently. That's alright, we'll cull the ones off the edge, and hopefully that should just fill in the ones in the middle that we actually do need. Get another row report. And yeah, we will be redoing this setup later with speed modules and all that sort of stuff, but for now, and speed beacons, but for now I just want that little bit extra so we can get all of these smelters going full speed. And it's we need modules absolutely everywhere, and it's kind of like, do we put modules here first? If we put modules here, then this is not going to be able to keep up. If you put modules here, then this is not going to be able to keep up. It's like, oh, it's just bad. It's just bad. Tell me we got some steel. 8,000 exactly. Huh. What did we do wrong here? We did nothing wrong. This is 5. This is 2,000. This is 4,000. 4,000 times 4 is 16,000. We did nothing wrong here. Everything is beautiful. 5. Oh, I see. Missed that somehow. Maybe that's what that other pole was for. There we go, 16,000. Now we got a train coming. It's coming. Depot to get to steel number L, because we've got 12 stations here. So let's just make sure that this train goes across correctly, and then we'll put an end to this video and say job done. So where's this bloody train? We are so far away from the depot. Oh, it's here. Okay, never mind. Here we go. Still got enough robots here. Yep. Starting to use up a bit more of them, but it's decent. So that fills it back up to about 4,000. So we didn't have a ton of steel backed up, but still, I feel like that filled up fairly quickly once we really got a lot of those smelters going. There we go, base 1.5. Now you're just missing red circuits. And that is just an unavoidable situation, I'm afraid. Because red circuits are just bad. They're just in a bad state. But once they get in a good state, there is a good chance that we will get some. Green circuits are letting us down now. Plastic. do it a bit better. So green circuits. Once again, they just got no inputs. Oh, please tell me you're going to red circuits. You're going to blue circuits. Blue circuit has no green circuits either. Alright, well, let's go ahead and let's start using these, because I feel like we just have to. So, what do we? God damn it. I'm going to make an informed decision about this, because if I just go off half-cocked, then it'll probably turn out badly, or inefficiently. We need to go to green circuits, and we need to figure out which one is the worst, whether it's... Well, you know what? They're both bad, because they're both at 0, so it's impossible to tell which is where... I mean, we've pushed copper a lot heavier. We've got a lot more smelters, and we've got a lot more mines than we do at iron, but at the same time, iron isn't needed as much. Green circuits need 1 iron and 1.5 copper. So I feel like the solution here is going to be to expand iron naturally and then put tons of beacons on copper. I feel like that will solve most, if not all, of our problems. Okay, line up the things. Blue, excellent. Get out of there, excellent. Started to do a bit of overlap here, which does help a bit. I think that's it. I think that is it. So, cut away the edges, a little bit of pruning. Yep, you need to go as well. Of course, I'm out of these passive chests, but that's fine. We can always get more from them all. You don't need to be there. Pruning over here. And yeah, I think this is it. I think we're going to finish this off, and then next episode, it's all going to be about copper. Getting copper going correctly. So... there we go. Logistics. Ah, of course. Where are they? There they are. 1,000 of the damn things. I only got 250 actives. We've got 1,000 passives, which I suppose makes sense. So you go there. Go there. Sort of skimping around the edges here. Don't know why we're trying to save row reports, but that's kind of what we're doing, skipping around the edges. That's fine. And there we go. Not missing any. We managed to get it with 3. That's really impressive. Should probably do this properly. And that was my last row report. There we go. Now we just need to double up the amount of smelters that we got going. Double that. And then I think iron should be fine. And then we should see a definite problem with copper. So copper will be our problem. Let's actually overlay. Oh, we can't overlay like that. Oh man, I wanted to overlay like that. These row reports are not correct. Alright, screw that. Let's just grab everything without the row reports and then put the row reports in after. And some more down there. Okay. Oh, row reports. Row reports, why are you hurting me so? I know that I'm sort of dragging this episode a bit, but it's all good fun. It's all good fun. What are we running out of? Blues. And these guys, which probably don't have a lot, because, yeah. 12. Really? Alright, let's just make them manually. Nothing else missing? No, just the smelters. There we go. Only 1,000 robots here. They definitely need to fix that. Definitely need to get some more robots here. Where's my feeder? I'm going to put 2,000. Let's just put 1,000. Let's just see how they go. And there we go. That will be enough iron to keep us good for some time. To keep this station fully stocked anyway. And then I'm going to leave this offline, and next episode we'll come back and we'll deal with copper, because it will be abundantly clear by then that copper is the thing holding up green circuits and not iron anymore. Iron absolutely should not be being holding up green circuits at that point. There's a train going. So what do we got? We got 8.7k backed up here, and it's all getting thrown over there. Okay, anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned.